Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Farrah. This is Ice Breaking Video Part 3 and I am asked to talk about my personal experience. So after careful consideration, I have decided to talk about my experience on failing. Yes, you heard it right. I am basically letting people know about my insecurities. But the reason why I decided to talk about this topic is because I think it is very relatable to other people because I believe everyone of us should have at least experienced failures once in their life, right? So therefore in this video, I'm going to talk about my two of most unforgettable failures that kind of changes something in me and how I managed to overcome them. So without no further ado, let's get straight to the point. So my first ever failure that I ever experienced in my life was when I was getting my UPSR result back in 2012. Yes. For my UPSR result, I only got 4 A's out of 5. And to some people, that might not be such a bad result. And that I should be thankful for it. Yes, I am thankful for it, but as someone who expects more and only getting that kind of result, it was really disappointing and it was considered a failure, a big failure to me. At that time, I remember everyone around me like my friends, my family, my teachers, was telling me that I will definitely get 5 A's. I will definitely get straight A's. That I had been hearing about it, that sentence for like so many times, and that I started to believe in them, and I also started to have high expectations to myself. At that time, I basically didn't even think that I will not be getting straight A's. But when the result came out and I ended up not getting the straight A's that I expected, it was really a hard blow to me. It was like a reality check. And I just feel like I failed myself, my family, my teachers, my school. I feel like a total failure, and I feel like reality just hit me right in the face and told me that maybe I am not as good as what I thought I am. Yeah, so that's basically about my first ever failure that I ever experienced in my life. So we'll proceed to the second story of my failure, which just happened recently. A month ago, I enrolled into a driving school to get my car license. Yes, at the age of 21. The same situation actually with my UPSR. Like everyone around me everyone around me has been telling me that driving a car is very simple. It's very easy. That even the dumbest person can drive a car, can learn to drive a car easily. So I believe in them. The first day of learning how to drive a car, I booked 2 sessions. The first session went quite well. I mean, like, because the instructor know this is my first time driving a car, so he was really gentle with me and taught me everything patiently. But because I still couldn't do it, do it in the first session, I started getting like this mental breakdown. Then things got worse at the second session, at the evening session. I got different driving instructor than my morning session. So At first, my driving instructor at the evening session was very gentle, was very patient. But after a while, and I still couldn't get the hang of it, how to drive a car properly, he became very annoyed, and like he was very fed up with me that I'm so dumb. Uh, he he scolded me, like it was a scold. He doesn't really scolded me, but more like he was being really impatient. Like I can feel that he was annoying me, and I feel like I'm the stupidest. At that time, I feel like I'm the most stupid person. I'm the most stupid student the driving school has ever gotten. Yes, to that point. So, after after my evening session ended, I went home and I told my parents about my experience on the first day of driving a car, and I I tried to appear not affected too much with my inability to drive a car, to master how to drive a car in the first try. But when I was alone, when I went to the bed, I just couldn't help myself to think that why can't I do it? I mean, even everyone else can do it. Then why can't I? Why couldn't I? Why couldn't I master the the technique on how to drive a car properly? Why couldn't I master it easily? Am I that dumb? Yes. I have like this really major mental breakdown that I even think of giving up. Yes, to that point. I really believe that I might not be able to get my driving license. Anyway, so that's what happened. That's like the second time I felt like a total failure in my life, a total loser. Yes, that's the word. So, how did I overcome my failures, the feeling of failing? The feeling of failing is first is I taught myself to not think about it too much, and that I should just work harder the next time. I mean, because there is always a chance next time. So I taught myself to do that, and the most important thing is that I taught myself to never have such a high expectations to something, because there is always a possibility for things to go wrong, for things to not go in our way, the way we want it. So the next way that I use to overcome my failures is that I tried to look for goodness in things that happen. Like for example, I always whenever I encounter a failure, I always tell myself that maybe something better is waiting for me in the future. That maybe this failure is necessary so that I will get better outcome in the future. Yes. By doing these two methods, by telling myself about this every time I encounter a failure, the disappointment I feel after failing, I mean, if I fail, the disappointment I feel was bearable. I mean, I can easily move on after that. Yeah. So that's about it. To end my video, I think failure is necessary because it helps you to get back into the right track. And failures actually helps you to grow up, to become a better person. If there is no failures, if you don't fail, you will always be in like this bubble, constantly in like this bubble that you created around you, and you might think that you are good enough, that you will not that and then you will never try to improve yourself to be better. So failure is there to help you realize that you need to constantly try to be better every time. And I will end this video with my favorite quotes of failures from Winston Churchill, that success is not final, failure is not fatal, it is the courage to continue that counts. With that, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for listening. Goodbye. Assalamualaikum.